Yes, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Yes.
I think you deserve a round of applause, man.
And let me introduce you the world's #1 MC, Randy.
Yes, man. Oh, my goodness. I hope you're realizing today we kickstarted off in a unique way. I think we deserve another round of applause, Ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful hello to you that's just joined us right now, and welcome to Lead Now. And just in case you don't know what this amazing podcast is all about, we cover every significant aspect around the concept of leadership. Yeah?
Yes.
That's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, as Anton has introduced me, I do go by the name of Rendani Tshivhula, a.k.a. Randy, your #1 MC. And I'm with the legend right next to me.
Anton Venter. I don't lay claim to the title of legend though.
You're a legend in my eyes.
I am Anton Venter.
But you're a legend in my eyes.
Oh, thank you, Randy.
So,
you're so good for my ego. Thank you.
And if you don't know what this amazing series is all about, we'll be covering the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by Dr. John C Maxwell. And we are on episode 6, and today we're covering the law of solid ground. I think we can jump straight into it.
Yes.
What is the law of solid ground?
What is solid ground?
A foundation, a base,
Yes.
starting point.
You know that story in the Bible about the fool that builds his house on the sand?
Yes.
And the wise man that builds his house on the
rocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's solid ground.
Come on.
So that's a foundation for any relationship, and it's a foundation for the leader to operate from.
I like
solid
that.
ground.
Come on.
Solid ground is trust. That is what it basically is. Okay. So trust is a foundation for the relationship, and it's a foundation for leading people.
Come on.
People must trust you.
So would you say trust is more important than love?
Love is also very important.
Tricky question, right?
Yeah.
Very
No, love
tricky.
is also, I'm not going to go in here and say one's more important than the other, but I'm saying in the leadership context,
Yes.
trust is important. Trust is the
Yes.
foundation. That's where it starts.
It's the starting point,
Okay, and
right?
even in the world of work,
Yes.
that is why a breach of trust is a dismissible offense.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
A friend of mine had the situation. He was working for a company, and there was a board that he reported to,
Yeah.
and he was operating. And at one of the board meetings, a break in trust occurred
Come on.
from their side. He stopped trusting them because what they said previously was different to what they said now.
Wow.
So their morning talk and their afternoon talk was different.
Two different things.
So he started realizing, but hang on, these people got their own agenda. So he stopped trusting them, so he left the organization.
Okay.
But it can work the other way as well.
Yes,
You
yes.
as a boss, my wife's business, she's my wife's a very successful business.
Yes.
In case you didn't know.
Yes. No,
Anyway.
we know.
So at her business, she had a situation where one of her employees started undermining her behind her back.
Yes.
You know, talking bad about her, and that is when she heard about this. Obviously, that was a breach of trust.
Yes.
So that was a dismissible offense. So she had to let this lady go. Trust is a foundation for the relationship and for your role as a leader.
Come on.
People must trust you. You must trust the people.
Come on. All right. Now let's talk about new relationships, or even perhaps pre-existing relationships. How does one win the trust of other people? It's not an easy process.
Yep. Think about it. How do I win people's trust?
I think of the word loyalty. I think of
More than that.
come
It's about your entire character.
on. You're
Okay,
right.
let me tell you a story, a beautiful story I read the other day. A friend of mine shared this with me. He said he was walking in the store, and he just heard a loud bang and crash and bottles breaking and stuff. And everyone in the store was looking at this one lane. So he walked around to check what happened.
Yeah.
And he saw, here is this oldish lady, and she had knocked over some bottles from the shelves, and now they're lying on the floor. So she's there trying to clean up, you know, and everyone is just watching. So he went there to go and help her, you know, and then the manager from the store came. And the manager said, no, please, guys, you don't need to clean up here. We've got people who's going to clean. And he called over his people to come and clean. And the lady said, well, I have to pay for all these things because
Yes.
And he said, no, don't worry. We've got insurance that covers this. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is that lady understood the concept of accountability. She messed up. She could have when she knocked over those things, just took a trolley and just move away fast as if she didn't know what was
she
happening.
could have ran away.
It's very easy to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, but she didn't. She tried to clean up first.
Yes.
In other words, she was accountable. She said, I messed up, I will fix up.
Yes.
Secondly is, then she was accountable for the payment. She offered to pay for what she broke.
Yeah.
That's accountability.
Yeah.
Guys, that is the quality that we need in our leaders.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Yeah.
That is, it's one of the biggest needs in our world at the moment.
People are scared to get in trouble. People are scared to get in trouble. That's why they're not accountable. Not saying that it's right, but people are scared to get in trouble.
If you mess up,
Yeah.
you own up, you fix up.
I like
That's
that.
accountability.
Yeah.
And accountability builds trust.
Yeah.
So immediately you will trust that woman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone, we saw that happen. We trust that woman.
I agree.
Secondly, my grandfather, when I was a small boy, we went into the store one day and we bought some cold drinks and stuff. And
Yeah.
as we walked out, my grandfather paid. And then we walked out. And as he walked out, he was checking his money, and he said, no, something's wrong.
Yeah.
And then he walked back into the store and he gave the guy money back.
Come on.
And he said to him, you gave me too much change.
Sure.
Right. And I looked at this thing and
Yeah.
I realized, you know what? What is this? And I
Sure.
asked my grandfather, why did he do that? He said, you know what? My integrity is worth more than 20 rand that guy gave me too
Come
much.
on.
Understand?
Come on. That is a punchline
That is-
moment. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That one deserves a round of applause. Because we've lost people with such character.
That's integrity.
Yeah.
Understand? So integrity builds trust. I knew that I could trust my grandfather with my money
Yeah.
because he was honest.
Yeah.
He had integrity.
Yeah.
And then thirdly, it's not the other day. It's about 2 years ago that it happened. I was with a friend of mine, and we went out to a restaurant. And as we walked out, there was this drunk guy
Yeah.
who who started messing with us, or with my friend.
Yes.
People don't normally mess with
They
me.
mess with you?
No,
All
they-
right.
They see the size of my hands and they walk away. But anyway, so this friend of mine, even though this is a drunk guy, he treated this oak with respect. He
Yes.
spoke politely to him. He declined whatever this guy was offering, and he treated him with respect throughout.
Yes.
And I asked him, I'm impressed. That guy was actually not very nice. He was rude to you. And he said to me, you know what? God taught me that when people do stuff wrong, he doesn't love their actions, but he still loves the person.
Come on.
And that is what I do as well. So I still show my respect for the person, even though I don't respect what the person is doing.
Yes. Yes.
So that was respect.
Sure.
And he won my trust through that.
Yeah.
So there I've given you 3 examples of 3 basic core values.
Yes.
You apply those core values to your life, and people will trust you.
I love
Understand? Because those are a reflection of your character.
that. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That is the foundation of your identity. Your identity is not a rich guy
Yeah.
or a powerful man
Yeah.
or the president of the country,
Yeah.
or a guy that owns a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Okay, your identity is your character.
That's true.
Who you are. That is your identity.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you have a solid, sound identity, people will trust you. And that is something that you must develop as a leader.
I love that. You mentioned character, because we spoke of trust, but you mentioned character plays a big role in developing that, And I want to know, if character is so important, how does one develop it? How do you work on your character? How do you become a strong character?
First of all, tell me, Randy, do you think people can change?
I do.
Yes, people change.
I do. Yeah.
People change. Okay, the person that you were 10 years ago and the person sitting next to me now, 2 completely different people.
That's true. Are we speaking emotionally or physically? Yeah.
I remember a guy that used to tell me about this Bugatti.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
And now he understands the real value of life. It's not in the Bugatti.
It's in the 1400.
He doesn't drive a 1400, by the way, but I still want him to. Anyway, the point is, what I'm trying to make is, we change. We can change as people. Okay, but how do I change? How do I develop my character? Number 1, by intentionally trying to become a better person.
Yes.
So I must decide for myself who I want to be.
Yeah.
I must find my identity.
Yes.
I must find who I want to be. How do I want to live my life? That's the step 1. And then I need to start living like that person.
Come on.
Okay, so if I decide, okay, this is who I am, this is who I want to be, then I must start practicing it by doing it.
Yes.
Every day, intentionally. I must live like the person that I want to become.
Yeah.
And then I must get myself out of my comfort zone and force myself to live like that.
Come on.
We only develop out of our comfort zones. It was Lewis Pugh. Lewis Pugh is the guy that they call him the human polar bear because he swims in the North Pole and all that
In
stuff.
the ice.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And he said, a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there.
Yeah.
If you want to grow your character, you have to get yourself out of your comfort zone in life.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself in positions where you can practice who you want to be.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is why at the School of Leadership we take kids on camp. The only purpose of the camp is to take them out of their comfort zone and to let them stretch themselves, but it also has to happen with intention. You must
Yes.
understand, why am I doing this?
I love that.
Okay, but that's how I develop my character.
Yeah, I love the answer that you brought in there. And speaking of that, when one is growing in trust, I'm sure it's a very difficult journey. But to lose trust, I'm sure can happen just like that.
Exactly.
How does one
Trust
lose
is like changing your pocket.
Yeah.
So I build up the change over time. By
Yes.
doing things, people start trusting me more and more and more and more and more. But if I lose people's trust, it's
Yeah.
like all the change just goes
Done.
and it's gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It's
Yeah.
like my mom used to tell me, once a cup is cracked, you can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
And that is literally what the trust relationship is like. So if you really break a person's trust,
Yeah.
it is extremely difficult to try to restore that relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I do agree with you there because, it goes the long way. And trust is like your base, as we spoke of it.
Yeah.
Your foundation holding everything. And
Yeah.
if the foundation as can break or crack, everything above that collapses.
But it's exactly like when I said to you, how do I build trust?
yes.
By building a strong character.
Yes.
If I show a weak character, then I destroy trust. So, for
Yeah.
example, dishonesty. Right. If I'm dishonest,
Yes.
I will lose your trust. If I cheat on you,
Yes.
I will lose your trust.
Yeah.
Okay. Disloyalty. If I do not treat you with loyalty. If I lie.
Yeah.
Okay. If I steal. If I loot.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If we loot,
Yes.
stop looting.
Yes.
Yes,
Then
yeah.
I lose trust. If
Yeah.
when I do something wrong and I get addressed about it and I don't own up, I
Yes.
pass the buck.
Yes.
I say, no, but it was him.
Yeah.
Then people's not going to trust me.
That's true.
So a lack of accountability leads to a break in trust.
Yeah.
A lack of integrity leads to a break in trust.
Yeah.
A lack of respect leads to a break in trust. And I can carry on like that.
Yeah.
So all the strong character traits that builds trust, you offset it with a weak character traits that destroy you.
Come on. Come on. I couldn't have said it any better. And I think just to remind our listeners and our viewers, we are covering the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by Dr. John C. Maxwell. Right now, we are on the 6th law of leadership, the law of solid ground. Summarizing it up, closing it off, words of wisdom around the law of solid ground to our viewers.
So you are a leader, and you are a leader of a team. It is crucial that you win the trust of your team.
Yes.
How do you do that? By being the person that you should be.
Yeah.
Right. In other words, you have to be the best leader you can be. And you have to be the person that you want every member in your team to be.
Yes.
That's the essence. That's how I win trust. So if I live the example, then people will trust me. If I say one thing, but I do another,
Yeah.
then why should people trust me?
Come on.
Okay, so if I really want to have my team's trust, then I must live like a trustworthy person. They must know that I am who I am and I'm there for them at all times.
Come on.
That's leadership.
I was taught when something great is said, don't even disrupt it. I think that right there is wisdom. It is the law of solid ground. And of course, because of time.
Before we go,
Yeah.
I trust you.
I trust you.
Thank you.
Yes, man.
Yes, man.
Come on.
Lead now.
Lead now.
We've hoped you've enjoyed this episode of Lead Now, proudly brought to you by the School of Leadership Africa. Please remember to follow us on our social media. You can find us on Facebook at the School of Leadership and also on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at SoulAfrica_ZA. Thanks for tuning in.